Hi everyone, this is Aubrey Ide, and today we are going to be going over the PQ4R reading method. Even though this isn't a language arts class, we're still going to be doing some reading. So it's important that we discuss and learn a proven method to read and retain information. Some of you may be familiar with the PQ4R learning method already, while for others of you, this might be a completely new concept. PQ4R is a six-step reading and study strategy that is proven to help with reading comprehension, retaining, as well as recalling information. Some of you are probably wondering, why are we learning about a reading and study strategy in this class? There are actually lots of benefits to the PQ4R reading method. I know even as a teacher, there are times when I'm reading something, but I need to go back and reread it because I've forgotten all of the information I just read. I like PQ4R because it helps me better comprehend and remember what I've read. It can also help you develop questions and communicate your knowledge. Finally, it can be used in any of your classes to help you better understand the material. As I said previously, there are 6 steps to the PQ4R reading method. They are preview, question, read, reflect, recite, and review. Some of you may have learned a little different variation of this at some point, but these are the steps we're going to use for the purposes of our class. Let's look at each step just a little bit closer. So the first step of PQ4R is preview. This involves looking ahead and scanning materials you're about to read. You should look at the title, headings of chapters and sections, the first and last paragraphs, as well as illustrations, charts, graphs, and maps. Previewing the reading will give you an overall idea of what you're about to read, as well as help you understand the purpose of what you're reading. The second step is question. In this step, you develop questions about what you're about to read based on what you learned in the previewing step, step 1. To help you form questions, start with question words like who, what, where, when, why, and how. Turn the title or headings into questions. If you come across any unfamiliar words while you're previewing, ask yourself, what does this word mean? Asking questions is an important part of the PQ4R method because it gives you a purpose for reading. Step 3 of PQ4R is read. This step involves reading the passage one section at a time, taking notes as you go. While you are reading, write down the main ideas of the reading. As you find answers to the questions you asked in step 2, write those down as well. Taking notes and answering questions while reading helps you to think and process the material as you read instead of reading passively and forgetting the information. The next step is reflect. This step includes thinking about the material you have read and how you relate to it. You can do this by asking yourself questions about the material you just read. Some questions might include, did anything surprise me about the reading? What new information did I learn? Were all my questions answered from step 2? If your answer to this question is no, you probably need to go back in the reading and see if you can find the answers. Possibly you may need to reread. Reflecting on what you read is an important part of making sure you understand and remember the material. The fifth step to the PQ4R reading method is recite. After putting the reading away, think about the material. Write down or verbalize the main points of the reading. If you're unable to recall the information, this is a sign that you might need to reread the material. This is an important step because recitation will make it clear exactly what you know and what you don't know about what you've read. The sixth and final step to the PQ4R reading method is review. This involves looking over what you've learned. Start by looking over the reading one last time. Reread your notes. Ask yourself if you feel confident about the material and your ability to recall the main ideas. Go back and look at the questions you asked in step 2 and the answers you found. Reviewing the material that you have learned is an important step in making sure you don't forget what you just read and what you've learned. So we made it through all 6 steps of the PQ4R reading method. Before I let you go, let's review. PQ4R is a 6-step reading and study strategy that is proven to help with reading comprehension, retaining, and recalling information. The 6 steps to the method are preview, question, read, reflect, recite, and review. Now that you've learned the PQ4R reading method, you can start using it to increase your reading comprehension, retention, and question skills. Thank you and happy reading!